Hey everybody, welcome back to Discipline of the Month. This month we're going to be talking about journaling. If you're new to Discipline of the Month, or just for a refresher, what the Discipline of the Month is we decided to take a church-wide discipleship initiative of practicing spiritual disciplines, breaking them into bite-sized pieces, small enough that anybody, no matter where you're at in your faith journey, can start to practice some of these spiritual disciplines. What we've talked about is looking at the disciplines as a hallway and not a room. They kind of lead us to a destination. They're not the destination in and of themselves. The goal of practicing spiritual disciplines is to increase our intimacy with God. As I talked about the water metaphor, God's grace is always flowing. It's always pouring around us. By practicing the disciplines, we posture ourselves to experience more of what's already happening around us. So I'm really excited to be talking about journaling this month. We have so many thoughts that are happening and different voices that are conflicting each other in our minds all the time. And what the practice of journaling does is it kind of chronologically places those in order and makes them come out through a specific process. Actually putting pen to paper. There's a lot of neurobiology that actually suggests that we can transfer the way that information is stored from one hemisphere to another just simply by putting pen to paper and actually writing the thoughts that we're thinking about. I believe that we have so many voices inside of our mind all of the time and so many thoughts that are conflicting and going different ways and different ideas that also God is communicating to us, talking to us all the time. His voice gets shuffled into the deck with all the other ones. By practicing journaling, what we do is we take our own voices and we clear out some of that space and we make room for us to be able to hear more clearly the voice of God. So what we've been doing, if you remember from months past, in our first week is just do something. So we're encouraging everybody who's able to grab a pen and a paper and spend just a few minutes every day journaling. It may be writing what you're thinking about. It may be writing what you're feeling. It may be writing a gratitude list or writing a prayer journal. Just spending a few minutes putting pen to paper as a way of clearing out some of the stuff from our mind and putting that into writing. As always, what we are going for here is intentionality and not perfection. As you can see, I'm standing back in front of the board, and our world is rapidly changing around us, and we long for the day when we can gather together again. If you remember what the board was for, is if you're practicing intentionally, never perfectly, but if you're practicing intentionally as a way of increasing our individual discipleship muscle and our church-wide discipleship muscle, we would come out here and sign our names on this board. Well, what I would like to do is I would like to encourage you, if you're practicing intentionally, not perfectly, but if you're practicing intentionally, reach out to me. Drop me a DM or email the river, or call me, text me, and I will write everybody's name up on here. It's a great visual representation of how we as a body are continuing to practice things together and grow together, even though we're distanced from each other. We'll see you back next week.